mass marketing or transactional marketing focus on short-term transactions. You sell what you can. So as you know that you can recruit easily new customers, it makes sense to focus on short-term transactions. But this is valid in less and less markets. Today, most firms have changed mentality. In transactional or mass marketing, you know that customers are easy to recruit, so the priority is acquisition of new clients. It is done based on undifferentiated product. There's no segmentation or only mass segmentation, which means that you have undifferentiated product offers for all customers. So as I said, priority acquisition of new clients, and the main focus is on product differentiation and product portfolio management. The former vision of marketing, so in these sectors, firms know that they have a monopolistic situation. They differentiate only themselves from other brands through more performant products. They have a highly innovative product. This product is creating enough benefits for customers to stay loyal. Then you could theoretically defend a transactional marketing approach. But this is actually not the case in most markets today, because most markets today are characterized by high competition. And it is based on the mass marketing mix, thus mass distribution, mass communication without any interaction. The key indicators are the form indicators such as market share, sales, so the aggregated traditional. I would say we're today in the middle of both. A lot of firms are still today on the left side, focusing on short-term transactions. You have on the other side, relationship marketing focus on long-term relationships and regular transactions. So not only one transaction, but few customers with profitable long-term transactions. It focuses on micro-marketing, which means one-to-one segmentations, where firms have precise knowledge about customers through the database in order to install an interactive dialogue. So it means that the firms are focusing on few customers, but good customers. They know a lot about them through the customer knowledge, and they will personalize the relationship through personalized offers communication. For example, personalized offers by communicating it on Messenger. So now we have the channels, Messenger, we have emails, so we can individually address the offers to the individual customers. The priority is not customer acquisition, but client retention and loyalty. Because in high competitive markets, it's more difficult to acquire new customers than to make them loyal. The focus is on client differentiation, that is good customers and bad customers, or top versus better customers within a customer portfolio management. So instead of managing a product portfolio, firms manage customer portfolio. And the marketing mix is personalized, individualized through individualized distribution, that is customers can buy where they want. Personalized communication in two senses, since the firms are sending an individual message. For example, let's take a precise example, Facebook. Customers get a personalized message on Facebook, as Facebook knows a lot about customers. The customer will click on a link. This link brings him to an online commerce platform where the customer clicks directly on the offer. He might or not purchase, but we know already if the customer has seen the message, if he has clicked through the message, and finally if he purchased the product. We can directly measure the causality of the communication on the purchase. And the customer can also interact. Before purchasing, he might, like we do it here in our course, you might ask me directly your question individually. So it's a really interactive, we're doing kind of relationship marketing approach, because I have you individually on individual channels, and if you were my clients, you could individually ask me the questions, I could individually answer you, communicate with you, and so it's an interactive personalized relationship, and then I could measure individually who has bought my product. I can directly measure how much time or cost I invest with you in communication, and how much did you buy, because I know your revenue stream. So I could calculate exactly the benefit by customer. So it's a communication or dialogue in two senses. It is based on customized, personalized communication. Key indicators are not aggregated, but individually. I could measure now individually your customer satisfaction. For example, after the transaction, I could send you an email. Are you satisfied with the transaction? I could even do it for the lecture. I could individually now ask you after the lecture how satisfied you were with my lecture. And then I can individually take into account all these comments in order to improve my value proposition. I can measure satisfaction after the order in order to measure if you're satisfied with my website, for example, or my communication. I could measure satisfaction after the delivery of the product in order to measure if you're satisfied with the delivery time. And I could measure satisfaction directly after you've consumed my product in order to measure product satisfaction. So at every step of customer touch points, I could measure your satisfaction. And that's very important because then I can individually make you much more loyal. And other indicators are also individual indicators, customer share instead of market share. Market share are the expenditures of a brand in a category. For example, sales of 50 euros for Coke, 30 euros for Pepsi, and 20 euros for Fanta. I would have 50% market share for Coke, 30 for Pepsi, and 20 for Fanta. Traditional indicator in marketing. A customer share is like an individual market share, but you measure it for a customer. So if a customer buys for 100 euros soda, you can measure individually if he spent 50 euros for Coke, 30 euros for Pepsi, and 20 euros for Fanta. You can individually measure his customer share. It would be 50% customer share for Coke, 30 for Pepsi, and 20 for Fanta. It's not on the brand level, it's on the individual customer level measured. And you can, above all, measure individual customer lifetime value by aggregating all these information, revenues, and the cost. And you can measure at the individual level customer lifetime value. That is how much benefits the customer will bring to you over his own lifetime, that is in the past and in the future. And that's the most important indicator. Yeah, these indicators are very important because they determine actually how many money or how many resources you will allocate to the customers. In summary, to conclude with the first chapter, CRM can see from the strategic point of view in order to select the most important, most valuable customers in the customer base, in order to serve them profitably, and in order to shape better interactions, to allocate better resources to them than to better customers. And this is done by individual customer personalization. Customer relationship management can be seen as a tool of the marketing mix. So next to products, prices, distribution, and communication, CRM is used to increase value for the customers. So it's a marketing function and used to increase value, to differentiate brands from others, to create preferences for the customers. In CRM, it is critical to assess customer value, as you have seen, because all marketing decisions and all marketing resource allocation decisions are based on assessing customer lifetime value. This happened due to a lot of things that changed in the environment with respect to customers, marketplaces, and technologies. These are actually the reasons why firms came to CRM. The consequence is also that firms become less product-centric, but much more customer and relational-centric. And customer relationship management goal is to optimize the current and the future value of the customers for the firm, which is called customer lifetime value. In summary, what we saw today showed you why we use CRM, why CRM is important, relevant for firms. The strategic level, in order to analyze the customer base, and on the functional level, in order to do Salesforce automation for customers who are not very valuable with low customer lifetime value, and in order to outsource also firm functions with low service level. For example, I've told you about the chatbot. Most functions are outsourced to the chatbot because of low value. For example, information finding can be easily outsourced to a chatbot. But complaint management, for example, service recovery, should not be outsourced. It's actually a function where a lot of value can be created to customers, because customers who complain are dissatisfied. And if you automatize that, then it might be counterproductive. So it makes sense to outsource low-value functions such as, for example, information finding, or, for example, take the banking sector. You can outsource to a chatbot or can automatize information finding, for example, the management of a bank account that you manage online. But if it comes to investment, you take financial risks, then you cannot outsource to a chatbot. That is why their human interactions are important. And these are high value added interactions that should be managed by humans. And in the second step, you cannot offer all these human interactions to all clients. That is why it makes sense to segment the database into CLV. So low value customers should not have the advantage of human management. These customers, they only can have online accounts, but actually you can then decrease cost for them as they self-manage everything. But top customers then should be managed human relationships in order to have personalized advice for financial decisions. This is an example how CRM can be used to automatize the relationship for low-value customers and low-value services, but also how customer relationship management should be used for high-value customers by offering high-value added services.
I feel the funky beat deep inside me. The rhythm sets me free. I feel the funky beat. Deep inside.